So I said we're going to be looking at adult learning styles, and one of the things we're going to see about adults is that they want to participate in their formation and in their learning process, and they also just don't want to be talked to. They want to share their own wisdom, so we're going to model that here by asking you to have the first word. What I'm asking you to do is to type in either a few words or a short sentence that describes adult learning styles. So, in other words, how do adults learn? What are some things that are important when it comes to adult learning styles? So I'm going to turn it over to Nick. He's going to give you directions once again for how to fill that in, and then we'll give you a minute or so to type those in, and Nick will be collecting them, and we'll come back and hear what you have to say. So, Nick, back to you.
All right, thank you, Joe. Ladies and gentlemen, to type in your response, we will be using the Q&A panel. Again, that's on the right-hand side of your screen, or if you don't see it, please look for the WebEx menu in the blue box with the white question mark in it. Go ahead, type in your couple of words in that question box and hit the send button, and we'll start sifting through your responses.
Okay, very good. I already see some of the responses coming in, and we appreciate that. And Nick is compiling those right now, and he'll be reading back some in a moment. One thing that we're going to find out, I'm going to share with you a little bit later on, is that I also spent some time on my blog a couple of weeks ago asking veteran catechists to send in some of their own advice. So in addition to hearing your advice that is being shared right now, and Nick is going to share with you in a second, in just a couple of moments, I'm going to share with you not only some of my own insights about adult learning styles, but also some insights from people out there in the trenches who have been doing this a long time, who really wanted to pitch in and help you tonight by sharing some of their wisdom. Well, it's looking to me, Nick, like we got quite a few items there. So would you like to jump in there and read some to us?
Sure. We have a lot of good things. A lot of adults like discussion. They like participating in higher-level thinking activities. They like to be active. They like conversation. A lot of them are visual learners. A lot of adults like to learn using their own experience, their own stories. A lot of adults learn best when they have a purpose in mind. There's a well-spelled-out goal. They like things that are thought out, hands-on. They like lessons that are relatable to daily life. They can be academically critical. They like reading experience. It looks like a good mix of things in class. Practical application, third-party validation. A lot of great answers tonight, Joe.
Excellent. And I agree, Nick, that those are some really good answers, good insights. I'm sure they resonate with your own experience as an adult who's been involved in a number of learning experiences yourself. I really think we're dealing here with people who deserve respect. And I see a few people even just wrote that in. Adults come with a great deal of experience, and we need to respect that experience instead of just talking at them. And so I really appreciate you sharing your insights, showing the respect that we have for your wisdom as you bring that to this evening. So let's keep that in mind, some of the things that were offered there. And now I would like to have an opportunity to offer some thoughts of my own that I think can be very helpful as we continue learning about the adult learning style. And many of these I think you're going to see are echoing what you already said. So the first one is that adult learners are self-directed. You know, when you're teaching adults in catechesis, you don't have to hold their hands. You simply need to face them in the right direction and then set them free to get there on their own 2 feet. And you become more of a guide and a facilitator. So we're not, as a catechist of adults, we're not the fount of all knowledge, where people are going to come and sit at our feet and gather up all of our wisdom. It's a sharing process, and adults need to be actively involved in that, and so they're self-directed. Adult learners set the goals and timelines for the learning experience. And so what this means is that adults, they want to have some sense of ownership for their learning, and they're entitled to it. Adults are bringing with them a great deal of experience and wisdom and knowledge, and so I think while we want to have a general plan into place, we should propose that plan and then ask the group to shape it as we go along, and to add to it, or to say, is there anything on this agenda you'd like to spend more time in? Is there anything on here that you think we really need to delve into more deeply? So give adults that opportunity to set those goals and how much time is going to be spent on each of those goals. Adult learners are going to learn when they experience a desire to learn the topic and the material. So in other words, just like kids, adults want to know, why do I need to know this? Now, they're not going to whine about it the way kids will. I don't have to know this. But deep down, that's what adults will come into any experience with. They're thinking, what is this going to have to do with my everyday life? And so it's very important, it's crucial for us to be able to show the real-life connections between what is being taught, the teachings of the church, and everyday lived experience, the experience in the home, in families, in the world, on the job, real life experience. Another thing about the adult learning style, adult education is a process of developing increased self-actualization. It sounds like a lot of words were thrown at you there, but the first key word is a process. Adult catechesis is not a program. We are walking with people on a process, a journey of deepening their faith. And what people are journeying towards is increased self-actualization, meaning, in other words, they want to grow as a human being. They're not there to just jump through hoops to finish some kind of learning, to get a diploma of some kind. They are interested in growing as a human being, and so that is a lifelong process that we're privileged to be able to walk with them. Educational techniques for adult learners are experiential and respond to the adult's readiness and desire to learn. And so that is a reminder that adult learners do not want to be talked at. They want to be and need to be engaged in meaningful conversation. That's what we mean by experiential, that we're going to be inviting them to draw from their own experiences and to share their experiences, and then we can reflect on those and see how the Word of God speaks to those experiences that we bring, so that they see that connection. And that's really going to help adults to grow. So I think you can see that a lot of what I shared, I saw in that long list of things that many of you typed in. And in some ways, I think I just tried to bring to the surface perhaps 5 that gather a lot of them together, and that perhaps are the most crucial that I saw coming up in that list over and over again. So I'm glad that it looks like we're all on the same page with that advice.